referee of this match is Michael Barras. Our assistant referees of this match are Aldous Mirafuentes and J.V. Gildo. Our fourth official of this match is Rodney Lablet. Our referee assessor of this match is Ray Ritaga. And our match commissioner is Angelica Bellarmino.
Stand by po, stand by. Stand by.
We're just having a conversation with Malone.
Always trying to put me down on the ground, but I never be jealous cause I'm the rat in their minds. In their minds! Screw up with me, boy! Don't go crying in their minds! Come on, every boy, there's a fight! In their minds! People always trying to put me down on the ground, but I never be jealous cause I'm the rat in their minds. In their minds! Screw up with me, boy! Don't go crying in their minds! Come on, every boy, there's a fight! In their minds! People always
Football Stadium, where it is another Sunday triple header of Philippines Football League action. We are so excited for today's contests as we have three exciting matchups to bring your way. We've got Stallion Laguna, United City FC, and Kaya FC Iloilo, all teams that are coming from victories, going on and having some very intriguing matchups, starting off with Manila Monte taking on Stallion Laguna, who are on a tear. And then we've got Philippine Air Force in action later on this afternoon and entering the evening. And then we've got a final matchup between Maharlika Manila and Kaya FC Iloilo. All three matches going to be right here with you guys, wherever you're streaming your PFL as of the moment. Jing Hamlang and Camille Rodriguez calling the action today. Fantastic to finally be able to share this space with you. Cam, what are you most excited about in today's triple header?
Well, hi Jing, thank you for having me, and I'm so excited for today. I'm excited for all the goals that is happening today. As we mentioned, we have 3 games and a lot of opportunity for the powerhouses to show what they have, but also at the same time for their opponents to really show out and see and be as competitive as possible.
Oh, we've had some exciting surprises here in the PFL, particularly yesterday. Actually, one of the biggest results that we've seen so far has been the result between Don Bosco Garelli and Mendiola. At one point, 4-0 to the side of Garelli before that ended 4-2. I think that threw a wrench in so many predictions for that weekend. And yeah, what a surprise that was.
Yeah, exactly. This is what the league is all about, being as competitive as possible and having teams step up and really show what they can. And yesterday, Garelli was able to do that with their win versus Mendiola.
Of course, Cebu did the business against Tuloy, who have shown some impressive football, but the results have not been going their way. They lost that one 7-1 to the visiting Cebu. And meanwhile, Taguig is at the top of the table now with a victory over Philippine Army. In fact, we have an opportunity to see how things are stacking up in the table right now. Still early days, of course, here in the Philippines Football League, but things are starting to shape up as we see Taguig at the top with 3 wins. Just below them is Kaya FC Iloilo, and the powerhouses follow underneath, right? We've got Stallion, we've got Cebu, and now we're starting to see as well that Manila Digger might be a dark horse in this competition. But those that are involved today, Philippine Air Force, Manila Monte, and we're seeing as well Maharlika are in the bottom half of the table as of the moment.
Yeah, so this gives us the opportunity to see for those in the bottom half of the table to really show what they can and test themselves against good opponents. And again, it goes back to the opportunity to be as competitive as possible, going against experienced players. And for today's match between Stallions and Monte, that's what it's going to be about.
They've got 2 wins in the bag already, the men in pink, and they have scored 12 goals and they have conceded none so far. So we will see how things progress for them in this match against Manila Monte. Now, this Manila Monte side They have struggled a little bit, have scored 1 goal, have conceded 9, and we've got an opportunity to check in with Sydney Crespo, who is pitch side right now.
Stallion Laguna FC's impressive performance so far this season is no surprise for Coach Ernie Nieras. But now the challenge is to accurately manage the amount of talents that he has in his club. Moving forward, aside from winning, Coach Ernie wants to focus on improving his timing in substitutions. As he emphasized, it's very important to give more playing time to his other talented Stallions, so when he needs them in specific matches, they remain ready. This good problem is more of a long term, but for today, he wants his boys to double their effort and outwork the attacking of Manila Monte. The Stallions need to outwork the impressive performance and effort of the young Manila Monte. Now, this young squad, although still learning, are already inspiring more fans. 2 new things for the club, 50 more fans that they brought last weekend, and their very new head coach, Coach Dennis Balbin, which was formalized just last Monday. Now, Coach Dennis is not new to developing talents, as he is also the founder of Tondo FC. It takes a lot of effort and time to build confidence, according to him, but he assures his players that he will be here for the long ride. Jing and Cam.
Thank you so much to Sydney Crespo. Exciting times for Dennis Balbin, who is now leading the charge for Manila Monte. And meanwhile, for Stallion, it's all about keeping their standards up. And as Coach Ernie Nieras said, it's about making sure that he is able to utilize all of the talent that he has at his disposal. Speaking of, today there will be a slight change with Jesus Salazar in the starting lineup. That's going to be something that is different from the previous outing. But meanwhile, for Manila Monte, another huge test for this side. Faced Taguig on opening day, had a difficult outing against Tuloy, and then now they're taking on Stallion Laguna. The fixtures list has been a difficult one for them to start things off in life at the top tier of Philippine club football. But as you said, Cam, this is what it's all about, being able to test yourself week in, week out against the best football players in the country. Let's take a look at the starting 11 here for Coach Ernie Nieras. As we mentioned, not too many surprises, just Jesus Salazar inside in place of Sirigliano, who is unavailable today. No Argentinians in the squad, but so much firepower for Coach Ernie Nieras. The reinforcements that he's brought in the off-season, we've seen them in action and they look a potent force, and we'll see if they're able to continue that momentum against this Manila Monte side that you expect will be up against it today. So we will see just how resilient they can be against a powerhouse that is Stallion Laguna.
Yeah, so when we look at Monte, they are composed of 100% homegrown players, and that's what the club is all about, giving opportunity to really grow for Filipino footballers here and test themselves, like you said, against the best in the country right now. So some bright spots for Monte FC is center back Gavino. He is a graduate of the NU program. Delioso also will be there, and Bungay, also products of the FEU football program, which has been a dominant force in our country.
So there you go. A bit of experience, of course, in a sea of inexperience for Manila Monte. But that match against One Taguig in particular on opening day was sort of a glimpse in what this Manila Monte side is all about. All heart and resilience and being able to step up when their backs are against the wall. So we will see if it's going to be another one of those famous Manila Monte performances. Let's remember, they did keep out One Taguig 0-0 for an entire 45 minutes. We'll see if they're able to match that performance here against Stallion Laguna. No space for Henry Pinheiro today. He was the goal scorer for Manila Monte in their match against One Taguig. Not even on the bench this afternoon. We are underway here in a blazing hot Rizal Memorial Stadium, it must be said. Kickoff here at 3 p.m. Early mistake here, not taken advantage of by Placito. We're extremely glad you could join us for this broadcast. Jeng Hamlang and Cam Rodriguez calling the action. Any early expectations here, Cam, between these two sides?
We expect Monte to be more defensive. They started off their season with a lot of learning against, two very good clubs, and they're up against another good club here. So we will be expecting a lot of their defensive abilities being tested, and at the same time for Stallion Laguna to keep their identity of being a winning team.
Laguna patiently probing. Had a look through the left side. Now they're exploring the opposite flank. Looks like 5 at the back for Manila Monte, which isn't much of a surprise. And one thing that Stallion really excelled at in their previous outing was their ability to overwhelm their opponents on the wings. And we'll see if that becomes a factor today.
Yes, and when we look at Stallion Laguna's lineup, they are really showing their bright spots in the attacking half, and I'm sure that they look to bring that for today's game. They have been in good form, scoring big score lines versus their teams, and I'm sure that they're gonna come and bring that mindset into this match.
Speaking of good form, Finn McDaniel is the main man up top for them. He's been in great form. They're looking for him here.
Yeah, Finn McDaniel was the previous moment man of the match for Stallion Laguna, and he has had a couple of goals and assists under his belt as well.
Quite a few raised eyebrows when you look at the plethora of talent na nakapaligid dito kay Finn McDaniel na siya yung naging main man up top. People wondered if he was ready for such a responsibility, but in the early exchanges here in this season so far, nakikita natin, and there's a reason why he's been entrusted with that kind of responsibility. The captain, Matthew Nieras. Becerra. Nice little exchange. Schaffner remaining a mainstay here in the starting 11 of Stallion Laguna. He's really pushed himself into a starting spot, becoming a fixture here for Coach Ernie Nieras. Pasa ni Pride. Rather, that was Jesus Salazar who gave the ball away. Placito.
Interesting about Placito is that he's been pushing himself in more positive positions, and that has to do with, his new position. Placito, a newcomer, or rather a returning player into the Stallion squad, used to play a more defensive role, but right now and in the previous games, he has been more involved in the attacking plays of Stallion Laguna.
Trujillo getting into the danger zone. Becerra buries it for the opening goal of Stallion Laguna. Dorado let it run. In the end, it was a simple finish for the Brazilian. Manila Monte undone just 4 minutes into the match. Let's have a look at it here. Trujillo doing the work on the right flank. It's a good finish.
It is, and he is at the right place where he needs to be. And that finish takes a lot of skill and just buries it for their team to lead the game 1-0 right now.
It's going to be hard watching for Manila Monte. It got past the keeper and 2 outfielders to get to Dorado, and had the time there to let the ball bounce up before he hit it, and there was not enough to put him off from hitting the target. So very early, this deadlock has been broken. And if you're Manila Monte, of course, The game plan heading in was to keep this as tight as possible for as long as possible, and that game plan has taken a huge dent. Placito.
As we can see here, Monte with a lot of numbers in the back, but you know, numbers in the back doesn't necessarily mean dominance defensively as well. Di bale marami kayo dyan, pero ang importante, mas tight kayo, mas sigurado yung pag-defend nyo. And ito yung sana matutunan ni Manila Monte very quickly in this match, that they need to be tighter on their marks to keep the game as minimal as possible, or the scoreline as minimal as possible.
Salazar has his head up, finds room on the left side. Nieras. Schaffner. Placito losing that one. It's a good tackle from behind. And now it's Trujillo. Silva. Passing fluid here for Stallion. It's all very tight in the final third, and that pass is going to get away. Deloso the target. Stallion. Almost everybody camped out inside Monte's half. Galeana getting it inside. McDaniel. He was the source of the danger in the first goal, and he's been brought down. Edge of the box. Is it? Looks like a contact was made right before he entered the penalty box, so no penalty. Just going to be a free kick here. Let's have a look. Clear pullback from Dave Deloso, and it is just outside the box.
So when you're defending, especially against shifty players like Galeana, you would need to be more patient, especially when you're in and around the penalty box, because if you do create that foul inside the penalty box, the opposite team will be awarded a penalty, which is when a player takes a shot on goal from the penalty spot.
McDaniel serves it in right outside that 6-yard box, the danger zone. And nobody there. Trying to lift that into a dangerous position. Ken Pride. He's been a man to watch. The man in between the sticks, Mark James Jones, wasn't able to do much in that attempt mula kay Dorado. And a danger here for Manila Monte. They put themselves into trouble. And Finn McDaniel obliging with his opener for today.
That was a fine finish, Jing. Top of the box, curling the ball into the goal, and really just a piece of skill. And when we talk about McDaniel showing up and showing what he can do, he was able to do it for his team.
Now look at this.
In this goal.
Not the best outlet mula kay Jones. Derecho kay Dorado. Ibinigay niya dito kay Finn McDaniel. And as you said, a lovely finish for McDaniel. That was definitely a self-inflicted goal given up by Manila Monte, and from a goal kick, which hurts. You could choose anywhere to send that ball, and it went directly to the Brazilian winger of Stallion. They've been stunned into silence almost here. The Manila Monte contingent who have traveled. They're behind the goal of Jones this afternoon. It's been very, very quiet on that end.
That might be an opportunity for the community to really show their support for their team, for their squad, especially that they're behind the goal right now of Jones. I got to speak to the owner of Monte FC, and he really highlighted the power of the community he's trying to build. You know, he, in getting the players, just want to give the opportunities to for the Filipino footballers to test themselves against the best in this league, but also at the same time to grow the community. So he did mention that their current fan base right now are some listening from Vietnam and France, and I believe also, as mentioned, he has brought in a couple of Filipino fans here also, which is, I think, very important when you're trying to create a community here in the Philippines.
Well, fantastic to see the influence and the scope of influence of Monte growing. They're going to be defending a corner kick here. Are in danger of allowing the floodgates to open very early in this match. Need to find their footing once more, but they're being tested. Jones with the pickup. Sending it forward quickly. Nieras with a touch. It's going to stay with Monte, who have not had a chance to venture into the opposition half until now. Skipping past. Siose sent it into the middle. Dorado. Drifting centrally. Placito. He's got Schaffner in support. All the way back to Alfredo Cortez in goal. Pushing their entire back line onto the half line. Itong Stallion means everybody is ready to attack. Placito's pass to Salazar a bit too strong. Ngayon may tsansa ang Manila dito na maka-atake.
I think Siose did well there, just being patient, holding on to the ball, and I saw him glance a little bit, finding his opposite teammate there, but instead of choosing that pass, he chose to keep the ball, and I think as a player, that's what's important.
Galeana steps on the brakes. He's got support from Pickering. Pride threading the needle. Finn McDaniel, can he finish it? Yes, he does. Wonderfully worked move, capped off with a lovely finish from Finn McDaniel. They mean business today, Stallion Laguna, and that is a third in a hurry.
For Stallion Laguna FC, number 8, Griffin McDaniel.
Well, Jing, they did say they came here to win. They came here to score goals, and 13 minutes in, they have scored 3 quality goals so far.
Ken Pride with the assist. Look at this ball from a defender. Bypassing 3. McDaniel does the rest. One touch to take it away from his defender. He's rifled it into the opposite corner. Lovely stuff from Stallion.
When you're a defender marking a striker like Finn McDaniel, who is strong and powerful, you really can't switch off in those moments.
3 for Stallion, 2 for Griffin McDaniel, and we head into our first cooling break of the match. A much needed one, if you can see and feel the current atmosphere here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. It's also a chance to reflect a little bit here. 3 goals. It's basically a goal every 5 minutes so far we've seen in this game. What stood out to you so far, Cam?
It stood out to me that Stallion Laguna really is here to win. They, for most of the 15 minutes, they have pushed the ball into the opposite field, and they have really been clinical in front of the goal.
And that pushes their goal difference up to plus 15, by the way, which would put them just a goal less than Taguig FC. They've got 70% of possession today, which so far is not bad. You'd expect that to be increasing as this match continues. Manila Monte have been struggling to hold on to the ball. They've been doing a lot more defending. But even with a lot of the commitment being to keep Stallion out, they're struggling to be able to achieve that goal.
I think there's a good opportunity for Monte to keep it, to approach the game 15 minutes at a time, to work to the next water break, to keep it as the scoreline as minimal as possible to them. Hopefully no goals, kahit 15 minutes lang. Tapos from there, you just reassess, regroup yourselves, and then work for the next 15 minutes.
And we saw in that last sequence, no? You said like everybody was back from Manila Monte, but somehow they were still cut open in that particular situation. What adjustments are you hoping to make if you're Dennis Balbin on the sideline?
Definitely the marking on the back line definitely has to be tighter. Passing lanes need to be more secured, cut those passing lanes. And at the same time, when they do have the ball like this, they need to support each other better, because what you'd want to do is that you make the most out of the chances you have on the ball. And when you are defending the ball, you would need to be as compact and as tight as possible against a side like Stallion Laguna.
Tough debut for Coach Dennis Balbin, who's enjoying his first official stint on the sideline in the Philippines Football League. Very tough test for him. He's up against Ernie Nieras, who is one of the most experienced coaches in the country. And he's also up against the Stallion Laguna side, also one of the more seasoned teams in the country as well.
Yeah, so when we talk about learning as Monte FC, I believe Coach Dennis will also have a lot of learning. And it is a continuous process. It's a long league with 14, 15 games for them. So hopefully as the league goes on, they get to learn more from each other and get better and really create the identity that they want for Monte FC. And Coach Dennis, not unfamiliar to the football scene. He has worked a lot for Tondo FC. He also has experience bringing the Filipino football freestyle to the World Cup. So he has experience, and it's just a matter of working together as a team to be as competitive as possible for this league.
Sure, it's a huge honor for him, you know. Obviously, a man from Tondo getting an opportunity to be the head coach for Manila Monte, have the chance to coach for your city. As Placito sets up McDaniels, bouncing around dangerously. Dorado under pressure. He's got Schaffner and Nieras in support. Salazar looking for space in the middle. Just nice and tidy here from Stallion. Not rushing things, but they are moving the ball quickly. Schaffner. Pass was a bit short. And perhaps a positive here for Manila Monte. We talked about the next 15 minutes, as you said, Cam, and 5 minutes have gone and they haven't conceded.
Yep, definitely. They are learning as they are going. What's positive is that they're doing more passes now, and that's what you need to just really keep the ball, find each other, find those spaces, and really support each other as they hopefully string a couple of passes for attack.
Salazar looking for the McDaniel. This time better watched by Vincent Gavino.
I think what's standing out here for Stallion Laguna is they've been patient, like you said. The intent is to win, but they're not rash. They are passing the ball, they're moving the ball quickly, and they're really being patient in that attack, finding the spaces for them to crack open another goal.
Trying to wriggle free. Door was closed here by Montet. You see Ernie Nieras showing a bit of frustration on the sideline. The tempo of their attack has fizzled out just a little bit, ever so slightly. For a lot of the big clubs, it's been an interesting kind of challenge that has arisen after the opening few match days, where it's about keeping yourself motivated not to take the foot off the pedal when you do find yourself confidently and or comfortably in front of the opponent. Is how do you maintain the level of your performance?
Exactly, the mindset is different now. You know, you come into the game expecting to win or being the favorite to win, and you know that you have the tools to be able to do that, but really it's a different mindset when you enter. Para kang alam mong mananalo ka, pero how do you perform against a resilient backline or a team that's just gonna defend you for most of the time?
Placito, nahuli yung konting tulak sa likod ni Dave Deloso. See that size discrepancy between these two players. Dave Deloso doing very well to shield the ball. Let's have a look at it here. You see this Deloso getting his body in the way.
Yep.
Doing well.
And we did say that Deloso is one of the key players for Monte FC. You know, I guess putting his experience from his FEU stint into that moment where you're really just protecting the ball.
McDaniel, again, getting into a dangerous area in behind. Not many can say they are on the verge of a hat trick less than 30 minutes into a contest. Loso. Venturing forward. Positive mula dito sa Monte. Nakahanap sila ng konting spasyo sa likod. And there is a collision in the middle. Placito, the guilty party.
And here we can see Monte with their first free kick of the match, where they have the ball, and it's very exciting to see them string a certain play to enter the Stallions' half.
Veloso. Venturing forward now. Look for the ball in behind. Madaling nabasa ni Ken Pride yung intention. At ngayon, counter-attack naman. Sa kabilang panig, masyado lang malakas para kay Dorado. Stallion now showing more of the ball here to the men in blue. Short-lived possession for both sides.
So when we talk about approaching and playing the game next, going to the next water break, they have 5 minutes left till they can hold on to this scoreline. And I think it's been very positive for Monte that they're now holding the ball. They're now a little bit more confident to make those passes, and I'm excited to see them do more of that in this game.
We've got an opportunity to check in with Sydney Crespo, pitch side.
moment man of the match, Finn McDaniel, is happy that more people are finally looking at his team and appreciating their wins. When dealing with this new attention and hype for Stallion Laguna, Finn's family is his source of strength that helps him keep a stable mind for the tournament. Now, of course, despite the big wins, there is still room for improvements, and for Finn, they need to work on their momentum as they tend to lose this at some point. For this match, you can expect Finn to elevate his game even more, as he said Manila Monte will for sure work 10 times harder this afternoon. Well, so far so good for Finn McDaniel. Jing and Cam.
Maraming salamat, Sydney. Certainly has been a wonderful outing so far para kay Finn McDaniel. And yun nga yung pinag-uusapan natin. It's a different challenge for some of these bigger clubs. It's about keeping the momentum going, and they've certainly done that here from the corner kick as Silva adds a fourth goal para dito sa Stallion Laguna.
Silva, this is his second goal of the tournament. You know, it's interesting to see as a defender, you are scoring goals. And personally, my teammates who are also defenders, that just adds to the excitement of the play na nakaka-goal sila. And corner kicks are a good opportunity to do that. And he was able to capitalize on this moment.
So it came off his head. It was blocked initially, but he had a second bite at the apple. Ito. Right there from Placito, actually. Placito's header bounced ever so nicely into the path of Gabriel Silva. And from that close, all he had to do was hit the back of the net, get it on target, and that was enough to beat Jones in goal. That's 4 for Stallion. Muntika na, Cam. They were so close to keeping Stallion out for that 15 minutes before the next cooling break.
Well, if you think about it, para siyang 1-0 just for this second part of the first half. So they take their wins where they can, and it's been very more exciting match to say for Stallions versus Monte.
Well, the men in blue kind of turned up a little bit after the 15-minute mark. It made it a little bit more difficult to get through. They stifled Stallions' attack a little bit. And they've gotten on the ball quite a lot as well, venturing forward.
Yes, I agree. Sometimes when you start, you can start slow and it costs you certain goals. And unfortunately, it has happened here. But maybe that was the wake-up call that Monte FC needed in order to stay in the game.
Meanwhile, napag-uusapan nga natin na the challenge for Stallion here is to maintain their aggression and their willingness to perform at a high level here, despite them being 4 goals on top. This result may be out of reach even at this early stage of the match. But of course, it's about being able to ensure that you're utilizing these minutes to improve you for the big matches that are to come in the season.
Yes, I agree. And always paulit-ulit, Stallions is a team that's known for their aggressiveness, their physicality, and their willingness to keep trying, to keep fighting. So I'm confident that they'll be able to do that.
Lovely ball forward. Could this be a response from Manila Monte? Muntika na. Ivor John Siose.
Ako ding napatayo ako doon. I was very excited for Monte FC, and that is, they found themselves in a really good opportunity to score. When you're a striker 1-on-1, you would need that a little bit of composure, and as we see here, 2v1, Sioso trying to keep the ball, and that was their best chance of the match.
Gabe Silva doing just about enough to put off Ivor John Siose, who was venturing in through on goal. Pero nakita naman natin doon yung at any point in time, defense into attack, Manila Monte could be able to unlock this defense. Already 9 shots on target para sa Stallions. At sa ngayon, wala pa mula sa Manila Monte. Certainly a confidence booster for them that they can get in behind this Stallion defense that hasn't been made to work too hard so far. Had a little nibble there on Dorado. He's kept possession well. Placito losing out.
I think the midfield of Monte FC has been doing well. to win the ball and throw the ball forward, just as we see right now. No, they need to keep doing that more, and hopefully it pays off with more shots on goal. And minsan it only takes just one shot to enter, and that's the beauty of football, diba?
Certainly been a couple warnings that Monte have sent over to Stallion. Once you start to relax a little too much, Monte ready to punish. Nieras trying to venture through. Down the middle, Placito. Not far away from blasting that ball into the back of the net. Certainly got the power on it, just needed to get it on frame. And speaking of that ball, our official match ball of the PFL is Star Polaris. And that one almost ended up into the back of the net. Just a 1 goal conceded in 15 minutes, Cam. It's a small win for Manila Monte. And meanwhile, for Stallion, they're going to be quite pleased that they've added to their tally.
I agree. What Stallions has been doing well is they've remained patient. I think it's an additional challenge for them that now Monte FC sort of knows na kung paano sila naglalaro, no? Tapos, so some adjustments from Monte FC have been done in the past 15 minutes. So as we enter the last 15 minutes of this first half, I am confident that Stallions will finish the half with more goals. They'd want to do that. But at the same time, for Monte FC to build on the positive attacks into the Stallions half.
So, as things stand, Stallion actually, if there was a live table, they'd move up into the top of the standings. They are equal on goal difference now with 1 Taguig. Let's have a look here. Lovely stuff from Finn McDaniel. He has looked a real promising talent in the previous years. It looks like he's starting to realize the potential that has been placed on his shoulders. Stallion have been doing it from a little bit of everywhere. This was the last goal that they scored from a corner. Placito always dangerous from a set piece, and Silva able to finish. So 17 minutes, or rather 12 minutes to go in regulation here in the first half. Second cooling break done and dusted. Feel for the players a little bit in this type of heat. I'm sure you've had a few opportunities to play in these types of conditions. Tell me, how different is it? You're playing in this heat to playing at, say, 8 o'clock when Kaya faces off against Maharlika. How different would it be?
It's very different, Jing. When you talk about conditions of the game, heat is definitely one of them. Mayroon pa nga mga wind, rain, but in this moment, the heat definitely is a factor, and sabi din yun ng Stallion management na the goal for this game is to survive, to create goals, but also to survive the heat. And definitely the heat has been unforgiving, and hopefully the cooling breaks have helped them sort of cool down a little bit and reset.
Siose dispossessed by Silva. Lovely ball forward from Salazar. Kaso, masyado lang mabigat. Intention was there to open up for Galliana, who was venturing forward from the right flank. And you look at Stallion play today, they're really allowing the ball to do most of the work. In this type of heat, If you can minimize the amount of running you can do, it would be better for you. But here comes Finn McDaniel. Off the upright. Placito not giving up on this. And Monte doing just about enough to get themselves out of trouble. Dispossessed. Working hard there. Alan Abad. Sampaga. A rough afternoon up against the young Mexican on that flank.
Galiana the whole game has been looking for the ball, and when you're a winger like that, you enjoy passes into the space, and that's what he's been doing. No, he is always initiating, always opening for his teammates, and receiving the ball in those spaces. And when you're Stallions and you do consider the wing and a strength of yours, players like Galiana does have his opportunity.
Well, this one from the opposite flank with Dorado burying that one from the left side. Lovely work again from Stallion Laguna. Di nila pinapuwersa kung walang space to shoot. In the end, they move the ball around and manufacture that sliver of room to get a shot away, and Dorado had all the time in the world to pick out a spot. Let's have a look at it here. Come on, Placito with a lovely little flick.
And what's interesting here, actually Monte is outnumbering Stallion, but the Stallion players are very efficient, just again moving the ball around, and their efforts have paid off with that goal by Dorado.
We've been missing out. You know, Abraham Placito has played as center back for Stallion for, I think, a couple of years now. We haven't had the opportunity to see the creative sparks that he can bring to this side. And here he is, Abraham Placito. Look at him, unselfish as well. Started the play for Stallion by getting in the passing lane, started the move, and had an opportunity to bury that himself, but wanted to set up Finn McDaniel to complete the hat trick just 37 minutes into the contest. They are on a roll, Stallion Laguna.
I think even before that play, his run into the space really opened up the defenders, leaving Finn unmarked, and he, again, was very unselfish in that moment and set his teammate up for his hat-trick.
Goal goes the way of Finn McDaniel, pero dapat parang may 0.5 ata dapat si Placito doon for his contribution. Wow. Lovely half for Stallion Laguna, just keeps getting better and better. Monte now on the wrong side of the biggest defeat so far that they've suffered here in the PFL. And it's not even finished, our first half here, Cam. They lost 4-1 to Taguig after, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, famously keeping Taguig out 0-0 for 45 minutes. They lost 5-0 to Tuloy, but now they've conceded 6 already here against Stallion Laguna.
Again, Monte FC, a lot of learning in the first 3 games of their match, but hopefully all this learning gets to be paid off as they continue on in this league. After this game, they still have 10 more to go, and hopefully they get to apply and really learn quick.
Dorado, lovely bit of skill. Cut back, nobody home for Stallion. Able to get away from the pressure of Salazar. Alan Abad been working hard. One of the toughest jobs has been Cioses, who's been tasked to chase down these ventures forward. Schaffner. Look Gonna thread the needle, and he does. Placito. Soft touch for the big man. Inside.
Again, that was a very positive run for him that really breaks lines. And when we talk about breaking lines, you would want those forward runs. And because forward runs break lines, it creates confusion. It creates confusion, especially for the defense. And confusion leads to goals.
Siose handled the ball there pretty clearly. It's not a fun matchup for the front man up against an experienced Gabe Silva.
I think for Siose, he would need to really take his touches away from Silva because in terms of physicality, Gabe Silva is a little bit more physical than him. But when you're a striker and you are going against a player like this, gusto mo sa'yo lang yung bola, so kailangan ilayo mo yung bola sa mga defenders mo, and hopefully as you do that, your teammates come up and support you.
They did get a chance to get in behind. Finn McDaniel adding a fourth to his tally today after the good work of Christian Schaffner on the left side. Beat his man, got to the end line, supplied it, and in case you weren't counting, Finn McDaniel doing the counting for us. That's 4 goals for the Stallion forward. Halfway through the number on the back of his shirt. He's got plenty of time to keep adding goals to his tally. Nice little run. Look at that touch from Finn McDaniel to bring it under his spell. One more look at it. Once he's in that danger zone, he's looking to pull the trigger as quick as possible. One touch, second touch, into the back of the net.
I think now's the opportunity for Monte FC to really just give it their all with 5 minutes left of this half. Now is not the time to give up. Now is the time to really fight and hopefully just continue on and follow the game plan and make it to the second half.
Manila Monte at this point praying for the halftime whistle to come as soon as possible. It's not been pretty for the men in blue. Jones. Short ball to Bangi. Ball forward was easy for Matthew Nieres. Salazar out wide to Galeana. Oof, not far away from Galeana. And that shot miss the far post by just a few inches. Let's look at this from Juan Diego. Look at that. Lovely change of pace. There is a pull from Charles Pickering. Foul is called. Trying to navigate this high press from Stallion. Jones trying to switch it. It's made life difficult for his right back.
That's a good bump from, that's a good bump from Bungay. Just throwing his defender off balance, but Gabe Silva was quick to really clear the ball there. There
was a nice little bump to create the space. But that second one, he wasn't going to ride out of, Gabe Silva.
Hindi na yun bump. Clearance yun.
Clearance na may kasamang tao.
I think it's positive that Monte FC is continuing to show and try to really finish the game and give their all. And for those who are here, you could see at the back of Jones' goal, mas dumami na yung Monte FC community natin. I could count maybe at least 50 fans, and hopefully the firepower, they continue to encourage their team and really give them that firepower they need to finish the game.
5 minuto ang idadagdag sa ating opening half. Quite a bit of time here for Stallion to keep adding to this scoreline. For Manila Monte, it's another 5 minutes to test themselves against a Stallion Laguna side that is flying high as the moment. They are running rampant. Placito held back. It's going to be a penalty. Dave Deloso upset, perhaps at himself there. From where we were standing, Cam, it didn't look like it was much of an argument.
Yeah, I agree. But again, that forward run by Placito, it's been breaking their lines all game long. And again, as defenders, you really have to be careful when you're inside the penalty box.
Abraham Placito has been extremely unselfish in this contest. He's gotten himself into all kinds of dangerous areas, but he's been happy to pass it off to his teammates, and he's doing it again here. Instead of getting himself on the score sheet, he's allowing Griffin McDaniel to continue to raise the confidence level. Chance for him to add a 5th to his tally today. Griffin McDaniel buries it for Stallion Laguna. That is his 5th of the day and Stallion's 8th of the match.
Goal for Stallion Laguna FC, player number 8, Griffin McDaniel.
Goals keep piling up here for the men from Laguna. And he's done this very confidently. Finn McDaniel just rolling it into the bottom right corner.
When you look at Finn McDaniel, he is a man on a mission, really just showing up and trying to be as competitive as possible. And as we counted, he already has 8 goals under his belt for this tournament, and I don't think he has any signs of stopping soon.
Let's have a look at it here. A rare venture forward for Manila Monte. They were probing in behind. Offside flag was already up at this point. Sherwin Leander still contesting that one. Silva stopping the play. Set pieces have been few and far between. Para sa Manila Monte, perhaps you wonder if it's an opportunity for them to get bodies into the box. It doesn't look like they're going to try to do that for this one. Deloso. Skipping past one. Getting it out wide. Chance here for Manila Monte. Had the power. Nowhere near the goal, though, from Ivor John Siose. The ball had dropped to him. It was certainly an inviting opportunity.
I think Siose has been putting himself in positions of scoring, and for me, it's very encouraging to see a striker who is just not giving up when he has his chances. I think he built off his moment earlier on when he was 1v1 versus the keeper, and now he has a shot on goal, and he just needs to keep building on that, and hopefully it pays off in the next 45 minutes of the game.
Halftime whistle blown by referee Michael Barajas. It's been one-way traffic here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. We expected Stallion Laguna to be on top, and they've certainly made a statement here with the number of goals they've put behind this man, Mark James Jones. He's needed to pick the ball up from the back of the net 8 times. And 5 of those times was courtesy of Griffin McDaniel, who has been on a tear today. 2 for the Brazilian Dorado, 1 for Gabe Silva, and 5 for Griffin McDaniel up front as we enter the halftime break. Stallion Laguna 8, Manila Monte FC 0.
Filipina national team play, the whole country is focused. Every grandmother, every child is proud when they hear the anthem and when the country come on the pitch. And for me, be part of such a national team representing a country is the highest as a coach, but also as a player you can achieve.
I'm very proud to be Filipino, but I've never looked back and regretted the decision that I made to play for the Philippines. I believe that me, along with many other names on the list, have progressed Filipino football, and I want to do that for as long as I can throughout the rest of my career.
I'm an ambitious coach. When I go somewhere, I want to be the best. I want to achieve goals, and all the people around me have the same goal. And we want to go to the Asia Cup in 2027. That's the next edition in Saudi Arabia. We want to go there also with ambition, not only to be there, but also try to get past the first round and to reach further and to show in Asia that we have the potential. You have to have a dream in life, not only in football. And if you have that dream, you have to work for it. You have to make your development, you have to live for that dream. You have to leave certain things to achieve your goals.
For me, my goal is to make a difference. May it be to inspire the new generation to do better with the results, or to actually do something at the moment and give the country a win, or even give them the best rankings that they could have.
We have to be all humble and respect that we are representing the Philippines. I think you got to understand that you're not just playing for yourself, that you're playing for a whole country. I don't worry about the future. About when you talk passion, if you talk like all those things, they're good boys here. And as long as everybody understands that we're one family, and the moment you're here, you got to fight for everyone, I think it'll be okay.
When people write me off or people write the team off, I want to prove them wrong and say that no, we can, and it's something that I believe in. I think that's what it comes down to. If I didn't believe in this team, the way they want to move forward, I wouldn't be here. That for me speaks a lot. I want to prove everyone wrong, and I believe that this country, this team have got a lot more to offer still.
I expect the same everyone else, all right? Whether you're on the bench, whether you're the staff, whether you're in the starting lineup, we give everything tonight. We stick together no matter what, and same again, we leave the stadium with our heads held high, all right? All right.
I think sometimes the belief was not there. Philippines has long thought from we are not a football nation compared to the neighbor countries. We are not the same standard. I think we have to stop that belief. We have to start believing that Philippines is a football nation with huge potential. We need to get sponsors on board. We need to get government on board. We need to get support of fans. And we need to believe that we can be competitive with every nation on the continent, and that we also can achieve our goals on the highest level of football.
Go out, play with your heart, play with your soul, play for the fans, believe in it, fight it for it, and go out for it. Do it together, guys. We can do it. Good luck, come on! Come on.
Masra was incredible. I've in 12th year not experienced something like that.
I don't think I've ever experienced playing with that big of a crowd. And there were 65,000 people there because they were supporting their national team, and it's pretty much what any national team player would want, is just to have the entire nation right behind you, supporting you and cheering you on.
Football for me is the biggest sport in the world. Obviously I probably have a little bit of a bias towards it. I think Filipinos are developed and born to play football. I really do.
If Philippines can play in the biggest sport in the world, because don't doubt, football is the only and biggest sport in international world. All over the world, people kick a ball. Every child play football, and has also a huge impact on the people of a country. You bring the people together, united the country. Everyone is standing as one behind the team. We saw it already a little bit when our female national team was representative in the World Cup. If the men team can achieve similar goals, I'm 100% sure it will have a huge impact on the population, economically wise, political wise, and also to unite the country. Believing in it, living the dream, and working very hard for the dream will be very important.
People always trying to put me down on the ground, but I always be jealous, cause I'm the right in their mind. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go crying in their eyes. Come on, me, boy, there's a fight in their minds.
Halftime at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. A chance for everybody to get a breather here as Stallion Laguna have smashed in 8 goals, all in the span of 45 minutes. Dorado with 2, McDaniel with 5, and Silva with 1. Manila Monte blanked after 45 minutes. What a masterclass in attacking football from Stallion Laguna in that opening period.
Yeah, Stallion Laguna really flexed their muscles here in their goal finishing chances, and they really made the most out of their shots on goal. I believe they had 16 shots on goal, 13 on target, and they had 8 goals. And Jing, that's a great conversion rate for their goals.
It started in a fantastic fashion here with the Brazilian winger, Dorado, smashing this one in from close range. And they did well, not just from the wings, but through the middle as well. And Finn McDaniel has been deadly in front of goal. And he continued his streak here with that one. 66% possession for Stallion Laguna. Yeah, actually seems a bit kind to Manila Montet, or Monte rather. 11 shots, none for Manila. 9 on target, as you mentioned, and 8 of those have turned into goals. 2 corner kicks. One of them was a result of or resulted in a goal as well. So they've been extremely deadly, and they've been really taking advantage of the opportunities that have been presented to them. Now, in between matches and in between halves even, go grab yourself some onion rings from 8 Cuts just by the entrance here at Rizal Memorial Stadium. It's a fantastic atmosphere and a great opportunity for you guys to enjoy yourselves here, watching live, fantastic food options, and you know, we've got great interactions with the players and great entertainment on the pitch. And speaking of the pitch, we are going to get pitch side with Sydney Crespo. Sydney?
Jing and Cam, earlier you guys were talking about the weather that is a factor in this game. Well, that is very true, because for the Stallions, Coach Ernie suggested that they take a shower at the half to survive this heat. Now, this small detail shows the many different strategies that Coach Ernie offers every match. He wants them to be able to run, hit, and be physical for 90 plus minutes, so they have to be comfortable playing this afternoon. On the other hand, it will be a long second half for the young Manila Monte if they still want to have a chance in this match. Coach Dennis says supposedly they were approaching this game with a defensive mindset. However, that has not materialized yet. Manila Monte FC was reminded to approach the second half with a professional approach. That means stay patient, make necessary adjustments, and be open to learn. Jing and Cam, your thoughts?
Maraming salamat, Sydney. Very interesting for both teams here. We talked about the heat, so difficult for both sides, but Manila Monte have quite the challenge in front of them. They need to stay disciplined, perhaps forget about the scoreline, and as you said, Cam, it's all about chasing whatever victories you get, however small, and you're seeing these shots now powered by 8 Cuts Burgers. We're going to take a look at the head-to-head between these two sides, Christian Schaffner and Matthew Nieras. Both looking very confident heading into the break. We're heading into the second half. Meanwhile, Dave Deloso, who gave away a penalty earlier, will be looking to improve things here in the second period.
Right. I like what Coach Dennis said about openness. When you enter a tough game like this and you are down 8 goals and you have another 45 minutes to go, you really have to be quick to let go of what has happened and focus more on what the challenge of the next 45 minutes will hold. And hopefully, the Monte FC players are open, they are united, and that they will work together as a team till the very end.
Drexler Valencia looks like he's going to be heading into the match. And Joan and Bedia will also be checking in. We've got Victor Carlos Felicia also joining into the fray. So a few changes for both sides.
Substitution for Stallion Laguna FC.
Let's see who will make way here.
Replaced by number 24, Joe Bedia.
I believe it's Pickering. Or is it not? It seems it was Charles Pickering who's given way here for Bedia. And meanwhile, for Monte, we're seeing the removal of Renante Bangi. And Abad.
What's interesting is that the substitutes for Monte FC are actually attacking players. We have Valencia as a forward and Felicia as a midfielder. So maybe this tells us a little bit of the story of how Monte FC will approach the second half, hopefully create more chances on top and be as competitive as possible for this match.
Attack might be the best defense for Coach Dennis. We will see how that pans out. Bedia getting his first touch. Substitute sliding into that right back position. Schaffner, nice little exchange. Schaffner looking for help. And Dorado's shot is blocked. Galeana squaring it. Placito strikes a defender. It looks like he's going to need a bit of treatment after being struck in the face. Dave Deloso. That's the Abraham Placito. They've been involved in different ways in this match. This one, you hope is nothing too serious here for Dave Deloso, who's put his body on the line to keep Placito out.
That is a big hit on the face, but I would argue that he has saved Monte FC from another goal. And again, when you say putting your body on the line, Deloso was able to do that in this moment. But hopefully, as we can see here, he's getting treatment. Probably shaken up a little bit with the power of that strike. But, you know, Deloso is a gritty player. We've seen that in the whole 45 minutes, and he will keep pushing.
Looks like he's got a black eye for his troubles as well. Right under his right eye, you will see there's a little bit of swelling. It really does look like he took a punch to the face. Dave Deloso shaking it off here. Down but not out, Dave Deloso.
Tingnan mo, nagja-jogging pa siya, ready to get on again and again. As we could see, that's a characteristic of a fighter. Talagang bunga ng FEU, hindi nagpapag-give up, hindi nagpapatalo.
Nah, he's a warrior. Dave Deloso is going to be coming on back onto the pitch shortly. For the time being, 10 men muna itong Manila Monte. Mas interesado silang umatake itong half na to. Dalawa na ang nasa itaas para sa kanila. With Sherwin Leander looking like he's going to be looking to support Siose up top. They launch it forward. A little too early this time. Hindi pa nakaset si Siose. Dorado. Lots of room to work. It's got Placito. Schaffner. Cutting inside, Dorado. Naibigay kay McDaniel. Hindi pa na-clear dito ng Manila Monte. Given right back. Over the top, Galeana buries it near post. A 9th for Stallion Laguna. And the resistance broken in 4 minutes in this second half.
Let's talk about the power of the strike from Galeana. It really was hit well and really powerful strike that has resulted to the 9th goal for Stallion Laguna FC.
He's been deserving of a goal. Galeana, he's played well in this game, and finally he's had his opportunity to get a strike away And he certainly made no mistake. Juan Diego Galeana.
I think let's also talk about that touch. He really set himself up. It's a good touch forward, close to his body, and set himself up for a really good strike.
Nice little 1-2. They'll also bundled over, but the attack continues. Unable to take advantage of that play on. Placito doing well once again. Dorado. Giving the ball back to Placito. Nope. They poked away. Nieras. Quick to pounce. Bedia. Touched into the path of Galeana. And Deloso.
Look at him finding his way to the opposite side of the field. He started on the right side and now he's on the bottom corner, really just trying his best to show and really show that he's not giving up and that Monte FC is not going to give up.
Galeana done well to wriggle free, set up McDaniel for his second hat-trick there. He couldn't take advantage, which was a bit of a surprise. From the chances that he's buried, that might have been the easiest one. And that one went over. Substitution about to take place here. It looks like the goal scorer is coming off, Juan Diego Galeana. So ito na nga, in action, yung challenge ni Coach Ernie Nieras, which is to take advantage and utilize all of his talent available. So pasok dito si Leonardo Rosa Noguera. How do you keep this squad happy? That is the question on Coach Ernie's mind. He's got so many available options from the bench. 6 of them are foreigners. One of them who's not been introduced yet is amongst their top scorers in Junior Sam. So ang dami niyang kailangan na mabigyan ng minutes in order to ensure that they stay motivated all throughout this campaign.
Yeah, I think for Coach Ernie, it is a good problem. And for players, it's a challenge, you know, to really make sure that every training you show up because the spots between players are tight.
And the rumblings coming out of Binyan are that the training sessions have been very, very sharp indeed and highly contested affairs. So the quality of training has certainly increased since the off-season and the start of this new 2024 PFL season.
And this is something you expect from them, having tasted the international level already, and they already know the standard, and that's their value into this league, diba? They are showing the way. Ito yung standard. This is what it takes to perform in the next level, and it is no surprise that they're keeping as competitive as possible training-wise, but also in terms of their rosters and their rotations between players.
Schaffner. Dorado. Salazar pulls the trigger. Jones able to gather it after it pops up. Able to step in front. Ken Pride anticipating the danger.
It looks like the referee is checking in on Delioso. Again, this is a man that has taken a lot of hits for the past 15 minutes, and I think naapakan siya. So everything seems to be okay, and the play continues on.
He took a full-powered shot to the face just a few minutes ago. I think he can manage, konting apak.
Yun na nga. Fighter talaga eh.
Salazar, plenty of room to work with. Monte trying to pack their final third. Make it more difficult for Stallion to get through, but they've threaded the needle here to Placito. Almost. You look at Abraham Placito, he looks like a center back. He's played at center back for the last 2 seasons, and it didn't raise any eyebrows whatsoever because he looks like a center back. When he went into the midfield, a lot of people were a little bit curious about that decision, or whether or not it was a good one from Coach Ernie Nieras, that he's putting his center back into an attacking midfield role. But what a revelation to see the big man have such a feathery touch and the awareness to get into the dangerous zones inside the box, and to be so unselfish in and around this Monte box.
Not to mention, I think, the intent of really breaking lines. I think that's what stood out to me during the whole time. No, na you have a player who you would expect to really just distribute, but no, he is making runs forward, he is attacking, and when you look at intent, he has really set his teammates up for success because he wants to move forward and he wants to contribute for his team.
Lovely move from Sherwin Leander. Little shimmy, step over, drop of the shoulder, and got Joe Warren Badia to bite. Free kick now deep into Stallion territory. Nice little step over.
Ito na yung sinasabi natin, Jing, no, na opportunity for set pieces to really be positive for Monte FC, and let's see what Flores is able to come up with for his team.
4 inside the box. I think that's 6 now for Manila Monte. Ball is delivered. Far post is wide open. Oh, what a chance para sa Manila Monte. It ended up na dalawa sila. Perhaps medyo hindi nakapag-communicate na maayos yung dalawa. Both of them going for it in the end, potentially getting in each other's way.
Yun yung nakikita natin. Kung isa lang sa kanila nagsabi ng mine, di ba? Baka maka-goal pa sila. And let's talk about that that delivery by Flores. It was good. It was curling. It really set his teammates up for a good opportunity on the goal.
Wide open. 2 blue shirts. Looked like it was Siose and Gavino were peeled into space at the far post. That's what you want to see if you're Manila Monte, to take advantage of every opportunity you get, and certainly set pieces need to be a part of the puzzle here, as they have struggled to create anything in open play.
Yeah, Gavino, a defender, forward, Siose, both on goal, wanting to score. And hopefully that intent just builds up for Manila Monte FC.
Ang problema, nangingailangan silang dumipensa dito from a corner. Stallion have been dangerous from set pieces. Jesus Salazar lining this one up. Ball into the box is headed away by Deloso. Seems to be everywhere in this game. Long range effort. Jones is behind that. Nice turn. Pero na-presenta dito ang bola kay Abraham Placito, who's rolled that into the path of Durado, and what a stop from Jones. Ball bouncing around, and it's safely into the hands of the man in orange. He's launched it forward. Siose, can he get in behind? Matthew Nieras dealing with the danger. It's a lovely ball forward as well mula kay Alfredo Cortez. At eto na naman ang Stallion into the final third immediately. It's not an easy proposition to try to break down this many blue shirts. Everybody back except for 2 from Manila Monte. That being said, Cam, Stallion have done well in making it look easy to find the pockets of space.
Yes, I agree. They really have been supporting each other the whole time, and that when you support each other in terms of having good angles, meaning somebody to the right, to the left, to the front of the ball carrier, it becomes easier to move the ball, and they've been doing that the whole time.
Here comes McDaniel, stopped by Jones.
Just two good saves now by Jones, and you know, minsan pag keeper ka and you make those big saves like that, nakaka-encourage then. So I'm excited to see how Jones can continue to step up for his team.
Dorado with a lovely turn, and he's buried that one to complete his hat trick. Dorado just wouldn't be denied. Jose Magson with a lovely finish. Left-footed effort, burying that one into the far corner. And he's buried the Star Polaris official match ball of the PFL into the back of the net. Good stop from Jones. There's only so much you can do as the man in between the sticks, and that one he couldn't get a touch to.
I think that was a cheeky little touch by Dorado. He had such tight space to be able to keep the ball away from his defender. And the intent there was pagka-touch niya, shoot kagad, and that's what he did.
So hat-trick na dito si Dorado. I think that might have been his last contribution to the game as well, as Sam is being introduced, as well as Julian Stefano. Junior Sam has been prolific off the bench, scoring goals in a hurry whenever he is brought onto the pitch. And meanwhile, for Coach Dennis and the gang, a chance to regroup and talk a little bit how they would like to finish off the final 30 minutes of this contest.
Again, when we talk about these water breaks, it is an opportunity to reset. We have 30 more minutes left of the half, 30 long minutes for Monte FC, but if they continue to capitalize on the opportunities they have, it could be positive for them. So far they have had, the closest they've had to a goal is the free kick that they've had just outside of the penalty box. Two people heading the ball, but very encouraging to see for Manila Monte.
So eto na nga. Pumasok na si Julian Stefano at si Junior Sam. At pinilitan nila si Jesus Salazar at si Jose Magson Dorado. Hinintay lang na makakuha ng hat-trick itong si Dorado bago siyang bunutin. So two players with a hat-trick in this match. You've got Finn McDaniel with 5. And you've got Dorado with 3. You got McDaniel chasing a rare double hat-trick. Ten goals total. Two in this half so far.
I think with the introduction of Junior Sam there, Manila Monte has to be a little bit more careful. They have to really switch on because he brings in some firepower, his strength, his power in his stride. So when you have players like that, you would not want them to have the ball or at least space in front of the goal.
So the approach changes a little bit para sa Stallion. Nakikita natin si Sam at si McDaniel. Pareho silang nasa itaas ng atake ng Stallion ngayon. So wala na si Galiana at saka si Dorado, who were so pivotal for them on the wings. So he is certainly exploring different ways to be effective, itong si Coach Ernie Nieras.
And when you have a league with 10, 15 games, that's what you need, especially when you talk about testing, because you'd want to keep learning from your players, keep learning as the game and the league goes on, and now he is getting that opportunity to experiment a little bit in terms of who plays with who, what positions are players most effective in. And as a coach, that's just telling of his style.
Ivor John Siose. Bihira lang siya makahawak ng bola sa larong ito, but he's remained dangerous as a frontman and outlet for Manila Monte. Leander able to turn well. Looking to switch the play. It's a probing ball on the left side.
I think worth mentioning there, nagloading lang ho onte, pero antepuesto, just the intent of his run. Parang gusto niya talaga makuha yung bola na yon, and I'm big on that when I see my teammates really trying to go, the intent of wanting to get there, mas nagaganahan ako. So hopefully Manila Monte is able to build off that intent from their teammate.
Well, you gotta appreciate the character of this side. They haven't allowed their shoulders to slump too much. To be fair, difficult to do so as Stallion are probing once more. Bedia, look at that from the right back position. Joe Warren Bedia joins the scoring party for Stallion Laguna.
When you talk about Bedia, he has been one of the mainstays of Stallions, and just a smile on his face shows what this means to him.
Was brought in on his birthday, wasn't able to score a birthday goal, but today he wouldn't be denied. Let's have a look at it here, getting in a very advanced position from the right back spot. Allowed to run by Sam here. Nice run from Bedia. And how about this for a finish? Sold it like he was gonna pass it to a teammate in the middle.
And if you looked a little bit, medyo napakagat niya yung keeper. Kala niya ipapasa, pero he took the shot and it paid off for him.
So there it is, an 11th for Stallion Laguna. And Bedia is going to be quite pleased that he's able to contribute despite his withdrawn position and coming off the bench. Last week, ang nakita natin, isa sa mga pinakamalaking scoreline so far in the PFL. Perhaps the biggest of the season was the 12-0 win of Kaya over Garelli. It looks like Stallion are on pace here to do even better than that. Stefano spreading it. Nieras pushing up. This pass to Schaffner cut out. Stallion can take their time. But they really haven't utilized that option. They want to play quickly. They want to score more goals.
Yes, when we look at the past two games of Stallion Laguna, they have had big score lines, but this time they have really shown and improved and learned from those two games na mas naging clinical sila. And if we could pull up the statistics right now, they at least have maybe 20 shots on goal and most of them on target, and that just shows what they're here to do, which is again what Coach Ernie said, to score goals and to win the match.
I'm not sure there's been a better start to a league season than what we're seeing right now here from Stallion Laguna. They had 12 unanswered goals to start off after their two opening games. This is their third outing, and they've scored 11 in this game. That's 23 goals that they've scored, and they have failed to concede a single one. What a start.
Definitely, this is a dream start for Stallion Laguna, but as we know, it is a long season and they have yet to play some of the big guns in PFL this season, which sets them up for some learning, especially to tidy up certain plays.
Oh, was he offside though? It looked like he was very, very close. Gansmari antepuesto. Let's have a look at it here. Gavino. Look at that little swing over. Can't tell from
It's
that angle.
hard.
He would have had so much room to run in behind.
But when we talk about learning, those are the moments that you have to be a little bit better when you're Stallion Laguna, because when you play against the big guns in PFL, you get punished in those moments. And hopefully they learn quickly and that they are continuously improving and learning from this.
Paolo Pavone introduced into this match. He's taken off Christian Schaffner, who's put in another effective outing here for Stallion Laguna and Coach Ernie Nieras. Bedia offside. Let's have a look at it here. Yep. Bedia did look like he just strayed a little too soon.
So for those who are new to the rules of football, the offside rule is usually a tricky one that's hard to understand, but it's basically just you cannot be beyond the defensive line of your opponent to receive it. You have to be under them to remain onside.
And that's at the point of the pass, if that helps.
Gets a little bit trickier when you interpa VAR, inches, or the timings of the passes. And a clearance here by Manila Monte from Delioso, who appears to still be down.
Oof. Cortez needing to get involved. Siose. Got it poked away.
Siose, look at that intent of the run. All game, he really has been working hard for his team.
Dave Deloso, nangangailangan ng treatment dito. What an eventful outing for Dave Deloso. He's getting treatment now. Not sure what it is that's bothering the midfielder. He's taking a ball square to the face today. Shot from Abraham Placito. He's done his best. He's certainly given his all here for his side, but it's become a bit too much for him, and it looks like he is going to be withdrawn in this contest. Stretcher is out. Could be a serious injury here for Dave Deloso. He's holding on to his knee. Hopefully nothing too bad here for Dave Deloso.
And on the side, we could see a couple of incomers for Manila Monte. Substitutions are going to be made soon. But just to talk about Manila Monte for a bit, they are a team of Filipino footballers from around the country. They have players from Palawan, from Laguna, from Dumaguete. And this just shows what the direction is for this club, right? It's to really give Filipino footballers the opportunity to play in the highest league of the country, and it's very encouraging for them to have this direction, but really a lot of learning as well to do.
Marole Bungay comes on in place of the injured Dave Deloso. We're going to see the introduction of Mark John Beltran as well. He will come on to the pitch momentarily. Marole Bungay has also given way. So, De Jesus and Beltran to provide the extra legs as we enter the final phase of this contest. Back underway. Stallion looking to add more to their tally. Stefano. Placito is there. All very tight for Placito, but he gets it back. Naibalik sa kanya. Placito, can he pull the trigger? Abraham Placito. Continuing his run there. Silva. Bedia. Pass is cut out. Monte able to clear. Only as far as Matthew Nieras. It's a strong challenge on Paolo Pavone. He's back in action here in the Philippines. Spent some time with Ilocos back in the day. Let's have a look at it here.
That's tough contact on Pavone, and as defenders, again, you cannot afford to give up fouls, especially when you're inching towards your penalty box. I think what he could have done better there as Manila Monte, allow Pavone to receive, stay low, put pressure on him, and just force the ball backwards.
Final 15 here. We've got a cooling break, the final one of the match. 11-0. We've had 8 at the half. So the goals have slowed down a bit here for Stallion Laguna. And perhaps you'd expect that with the number of changes that they've made. Certainly wholesale in this second period. But here are some of the goals. Dorado particularly effective. That was to complete his hat trick. Stefano able to thread the needle to Joe Warren Badia, who's also gotten in on the scoring. Lovely finish from the Filipino right back. And that's where we stand right now.
I think a factor as well, Jing, when you talk about the momentum of the goals, it has been a stop and start kind of pace in the second half where you have cooling breaks, you have people on the ground getting treatment, and it's hard to continue that momentum, the rhythm of the game nga ba, in order to keep that scoring form. But, you know, let's see in the last 15 minutes, I'm confident to see Stallion continuing that scoring form with, you know, the past 20-30 minutes. They've been all, if not most of them, on the half of Manila Monte.
Manila Monte have improved a little bit here in the second half. They've certainly gotten more of the ball, and they've ventured forward and threatened Stallion's goal a little bit more in this second period. Had a half chance from a set piece, so there have been some bright spots to look at. And here's a free kick to defend, and a header right in front of goal, going wide for Gabe Silva. Easy to let that one go when you're 11-0 ahead, but in a crucial match, you'd expect Gabe Silva to ruffle the back of the net from that distance.
Yep, it was a good flicking header, and you know, he was looking for his second goal of the match. And again, when you talk about set pieces and effective players in scoring positions, Gabe Silva is one of them. And I think, if I remember correctly, all of his goals so far in the season is from a set piece.
Jones coming off his line. Able to take that away from Sam. Intent was there. Execution was just a little bit too difficult for Antepuesto.
Antepuesto, he really has been finding himself in positive positions. It's really a matter of making sure that the right that he's there at the right time, right place, and the right ball is given to him.
Silva. Di nakarating kay Placito, pero nahulog dito para kay Sam. Doing better. Manila Monte stifling Stallion's movement going forward. But Bedia has stayed up and he's got plenty of room to work. Sam forced backwards. Clip there, Sherwin Leander. Looking to flick it on into the path of Siose. Sam getting the ball back. Desperate to find an opening. Bedia making the run. Sam getting to the ball first, using his body well.
I think that was a good showing of the defense of Manila Monte, that they were able to stifle Junior Sam, who has been wanting to get on the score sheet as well.
It's been desperate. Touch there. Got up right away. Gonna be a corner kick here for Stallion. Stefano gonna take this one. It's a deep one. Nobody there for Stallion. Allowed to run. Beltran under pressure. Confidence to play out here, Manila Monte. Played themselves into a bit of a jam there, Cam.
Yeah, I think they really tried to play themselves out, but you know, in quick moments like that, you would need an outlet to the other side, and that was encouraging for them to see, but they would need to be quicker if they'd want to progress to Stallion's half.
Bedia. Room to shoot perhaps here for Stefano. No, out wide. Pavone. Lofting that into the box. Bedia got there first, but he's offside. Or was it a touch on his hand? Either way, ball will head back to Manila Monte. Didn't look like there would be an offside there, but no, use of the hand from Bedia. So still no 12th for Stallion, and that has been the largest total in the PFL this season. Kaya against Garelli, who, by the way, came back from that match in a big way, shocking Mendiola in their first victory of the PFL. Perhaps this particular outing against Stallion will be the catalyst for Manila Monte to come back in some style next week.
Yeah, as we say, diba, sa football, bilog ang bola, and you never know. Again, and that's the importance of going up against good opponents like this, because you get to learn where you're strong, what you need to improve para pagdating natin sa mga games na mas level yung competition, mas competitive tayo. At hindi lang competitive, pero you'd wanna beat teams and get their first win.
I talked earlier, yung experience ng Stallion Laguna na makapaglaro sa AFC Cup. It's one of the reasons why their standard today is so high. Because they're playing knowing that hindi natin gustong matalo lang ang Manila Monte. Kailangan maglaro tayo to a particular level that make us competitive when we do go abroad and have to play against the teams from Malaysia, Australia as it was at the time, and Cambodia that they had to play against.
Yes, exactly. Parang naglalaro sila dito sa PFL but their eyes are set on the international level, and that just shows their standard, diba? Yung bad pass na yon, hindi lang yung bad pass against Manila Monte, but really an opportunity that could come up as a mistake in more crucial, more competitive matches when they get to that level.
Sam miskicked that one. Placito. Stefano, not far away. Five minutes remaining. Goals have dried up a little bit here for aside from Laguna. Credit to Manila Monte. They've built confidence here in the second half. And they've been getting into these spaces a little bit more.
Yes, definitely. They have been on the ball more and they have built their confidence, and that's something we weren't really able to see in the first half. And of course, when you get blitzed with so many goals, it's hard to do that. It's hard to be confident, but I'm curious to see what was the message by Coach Dennis to Manila Monte entering the second half.
Confidently played through. There's space out wide. Antipuesto. Cutting in. Entry ball took a deflection. Nieras. Bedia, all kinds of room. He's asking a bit too much from Sam there. We've seen how far on top Stallion have been in this game, but they've struggled to find the 12th. Could be a testament as well to the quality that Kaya was able to produce to get all 12 against Garelli, and what a stop! Much to the frustration of Finn McDaniel. What's it gonna take to get his second hat trick here?
They really have been knocking on Monte FC's door, and really Monte really showed that they put their body on the line for that.
From close range, pulled back, half cleared, and just the outstretched toe of
What
Mark
a save.
James Jones.
Pag goalkeeper ka talaga, kahit anong parte na ng katawan mo, ulo, paa, in that instance, his toe, he saved his team from another goal.
Hit a teammate there, Placito, unable to get out of the way, but he's regained possession. 29 total shots for Stallion, just the 2 for Manila Monte. It's a lot of shots.
I think when we look at just the statistics here alone, there have been a lot of shots on goal, but the goal conversion rate of Stallion has slowed down a little bit now. And then we see right now Manila Monte being positive, but unfortunately it has resulted to a free kick for Manila.
Sherwin Lander all alone. But that didn't stop him from running at this defense. He was up against 3. He decided the best course of action was not to wait for support, but to try to get through. And he sucked Bedia into a challenge and has won his team a free kick in dangerous territory. It's a good decision here from Sherwin Lander. You gotta love the confidence as well.
Yeah, when you're an attacker like that and you are in a position to score, I think dun lumabas yung mindset niya na gusto niya. Siya na lang, diba? Yung teammates niya medyo slow to support him, but he really took the Stallion defenders on. And in effect, he was able to win a free kick for his team.
Being lined up here by Flores. Looking for the spectacular there. Was trying to curl that with the outside of the boot.
Yeah, that was very confident from him. Nung nakita ko nga, sabi ko, outside of the foot ba yan? And that's usually not typical when you do free kicks because you'd use your instep or your inside of the foot. But he was confident to be able to do that.
7 minuto ang itinaas dito ni Rodney Leble. So ito may chances si Sam. And well worked by the forward. Nice little feint to get Mark James Jones on the ground, and he confidently lifted that in behind to get Stallion's 12th of the match.
Here we see it again. It's an encouraging pass from his teammate. And Junior Sam really did well to stay on his ground, to be balanced, and really to just put that goal in.
Gotta love the confidence here from the front man. Nice little fake there. And then finished it off in style. He scored in all 3 games now, Junior Sam. Stallion still hungry for more. Sam finds room on the right side, fires that across goal. Found himself out wide here at Tongsi Junior Sam, but his striker instincts took over there. He wanted to try to see if he could get that one on target.
And he almost did, di ba? As a striker kasi pag nandun ka na, tapos malapit ka na sa goal, tapos makita mo may angle ka, iti-take mo talaga. And I can't blame Junior Sam for doing that.
Could have had his brace there, and Stallion's 13th. Pride. Silva under a bit of pressure. Leander certainly not giving up. One positive that they can take here, Cam, it looks unlikely that they will be conceding the same number of goals that they did in the first half. They've cut that total to half, but Sam finds the back of the net once more. It's 13 for this afternoon, and that's the highest goal total this season by any team so far. Somebody's very happy in the stand. Mistake here from Manila Monte, presenting it to Junior Sam. Obliged by slotting it into the left bottom corner.
Just a cool and calm finish by Junior Sam. And when you're against players like him, you really can't make mistakes because you will get punished. And in that moment, Manila Monte concede another goal.
Nice little touch, and that should have been a hat trick for Junior Sam. The move certainly deserved the finish. Only with the keeper to beat. Nice little 1-2. And he didn't get it on target.
I think just in that moment, it shows that Junior Sam has no signs of slowing down. Diba? We have 3 more minutes left in the clock, but he wants to make the most out of those 3 minutes.
Dito natin nakikita kung gaano ka-intense ang labanan for minutes dito sa Stallion Laguna, that even in added time, Junior Sam showcasing to Ernie Nieres why he deserves to be on the pitch for as many minutes as possible.
Exactly. And you wanna keep proving it, and in this, para sa kanya, parang every minute counts talaga.
And here he is again, making life difficult for the men in blue. Able to control that. Siose. They're switching the play. He's definitely onside here. De Jesus. We're going to thread that ball. Siose. Offside.
Siose this whole game has really been threatening the back line of Stallions, and that was a cheeky little slot through the defense, and that forward run just ever so slightly was
that was
received.
tight.
Yep. Behind the Stallion Laguna back line.
Baka naman, ref. Pagbigyan mo na yun.
I think just the intent of that run really just shows na sana na-award na lang din.
That went much too strong, and that might be the final play of the game, as we are into the 7th minute. And there it is, final whistle mula kay Michael Barajas. Ends a dominant performance mula sa Stallion Laguna. They have smashed in 13 against Manila Monte. Scored 8 in the first half and 5 in the second. And they have increased the best scoring output this season so far in the PFL.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final score is
Back to the drawing board for Manila Monte, who have suffered 3 defeats now to start off their PFL campaign. This one by far the most, the heaviest of the lot that they've taken.
As Manila Monte really has a lot to learn in terms of going against big opponents like Stallions FC, who has really shown and flexed their attacking muscles, their goal-scoring matches. And positives for them is that they have gotten themselves in positions where they could score. It's just a matter of really making the most out of those chances. And something for Stallion Laguna FC to take from this game is their clinical finishing in the first half, and hopefully that they're able to be as consistent with that clinical finishing all throughout the 90 minutes and more.
Goodness me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different goal scorers for them. Sam adding 2 just in added time of the second half. You had a hat-trick from Dorado, almost a double hat-trick from McDaniel. Center back Silva on the score sheet. Galeana started off the scoring party in the second half. Bedia got in on it as well with this one. And Junior Ngong Sam with back-to-back in added time. It was a flawless performance for Stallion Laguna. They couldn't ask for more if you were Coach Ernie Nieres. A lovely finish here from Bedia. Of course, Junior Sam, so dangerous up front. And he's a real luxury for Coach Ernie Nieras to bring on late in games to add a different threat in their attack.
Exactly, just his power and the strikes, and honestly his composure in those final moments just shows what kind of a striker he is and what value he brings to the Stallion side.
So job done for Coach Ernie Nieras and Stallion Laguna. Let's bring you over pitch side with Sydney Crespo.
I'm with our moment man of the match, another one for Finn McDaniel. Finn, once again, congratulations to you. Stallion Laguna FC dominated this game very early with 8-0 at the half. What do you think worked well for your team?
I think just what we do best is attacking right now. I think our attack looks phenomenal. Our pressing was absolutely fantastic from the defense today. And I want to give a hats off to especially Abraham Placido. Going into a center back, moving into the 10 slot. He's been outstanding for this team. He's been such a game changer.
Well, 3 big wins for you. Well, almost a double hat trick. So how do you plan to continue this winning momentum next weekend?
The same thing, you know, we just take each game as it is. I want to give a hats off to Montet, you know, because at the end of the day, no matter what the score was, they kept pushing, and that's a team that's worth it. That's a team that needs to be in this kind of league. So hats off to a Montet team, but again, we start again and we go and get another win this next weekend.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Finn. And once again, congratulations to you. That's Finn McDaniel, our moment man of the match. Back to our panel.
Thank you so much, Sydney. And yeah, so close to a double hat trick for Finn McDaniel. But you gotta love the attitude that he had. You know, it seems like it's permeating throughout the squad as well, to be giving props to somebody like Abraham Placido. They are selfless in this squad right now, and we are just getting started here with the action on this Sunday triple header in the Philippines Football League, as we've got the Air Force getting ready to take flight against the United City Football Club. That is about to take place in just a few moments. We hope you enjoyed the appetizer to our triple header today. For my partner Cam Rodriguez, my name is Jing Hamlang. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to having you with us.
Thank you, Jing.
People always try to put me down on the ground, but I never be jealous, cause I'm the right in their mind. In their minds, swear with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on, at me, boy, there's a fight in their